My dad was acting like a creep to my girlfriend and my mom keeps defending him. 21M. Never experienced something like this before, so I'm feeling really crushed. My dad was always like my hero, somebody to look up to. My girlfriend I've been with over a year, only seen my parents a couple of times. We moved in together during COVID and it's serious. I really wanted her to get along with my family like I get along with hers. Last time we went over was last week on Saturday, then Sunday morning after breakfast she tells me she got something to show me and says what was happening after I drove my mom to the store to pick up more stuff. She took out a video of my dad with her and he's acting really weird. But I could tell my girl was nervous the way she was talking. He was telling her she's really beautiful and saying all this super gross stuff he would do if he wasn't married. It made me really mad, and my girlfriend in the video sounded really nervous and she told him well they won't do any of that even if he wasn't married. Then sometimes the camera would move away from him like she's trying to get away and he would move closer anyways. It goes on like 5 minutes, him asking if he could have a kiss, and all this other stuff. It just made my stomach twist up and I'm really mad. My girlfriend told me she was sorry and I'm like WTF? I told her I'm sorry and we not going back again, I promise. I told my mom about it cause IDK if I could talk to my dad without wanting to beat the shit out of him, and I'm shocked by how she being. She seen it but she says my dad says he doesn't remember and he was obviously drunk. But that's not true, it wouldn't make a difference even if he was. We know he only had max like 3 beers, which is nothing to him. He's saying he's sorry for making her uncomfortable, he didn't know what he was doing. Now I'm at both. My mom say he didn't do anything wrong and we're making a big deal by saying me and my girlfriend aren't going to see them anymore. All week she been calling me to say my dad is hurt by this and they didn't think I'd be so willing to drop them over a misunderstanding. IDK what to do anymore because I need to support my girl, but it hurting me that they don't see how fucked up what my dad did is. Like, how do I handle this situation with them? Wow, I'm sorry, disappointed, but good for you sticking up for your girl. Your mom has probably been excusing his behavior for a while. Take some time to cool off before you make any decision to cut them off for good. Dad should go to awe. Honestly, send your mom and dad the video. Tell them that you are really hurt that your GF, who is really important to you, would be treated this way. That she is someone you want in your life long term and now you aren't sure if you are comfortable in including your dad in this future you are picturing. Tell your dad that you have always looked up to him, but the fact that he would do this to not only your GF, but your mom as well has diminished that. Then say that you expect an apology given to your GF, and that moving forward that you'll only be around in group settings with her. You should send that video to any of your family members, just out your dad and your mom's response. Can I ask what prompted her to record? Has he been inappropriate with her before? Edit. I honestly don't know how you're supposed to move past the fact that your dad was trying to hit on your girlfriend and that your mom defended his actions. You have to choose between your girl or dad. This happened to my step-brother. After his girl kept telling the dad to stop, he blew up at her. Now my bro is divorced and she's moved on. His dad is such a asshole. What the actual fuck? Your dad needs serious help, and your mother needs to grow a pair and defend her child, not cower to her husband. Her excusing his behavior, his cheating predatory behavior, is fucking insane. This isn't even just about your girlfriend anymore, it's about who your mom and dad are as humans on this earth. Super creepy and fucked up they think this is okay. I'd distance yourself from your parents and potentially cut them off. Your girlfriend and yourself shouldn't be subjected to this unreasonable Oz who refuse to take accountability for their actions. Definitely don't invite them to the wedding. Regardless of who you date. Marry, this is who your father is, so don't think getting a new girl would change anything. Something is off in your parents' marriage. Perhaps they are choosing not to deal with it. It could be drinking, prescription drugs, who knows? COVID has made things that once easy to manage very difficult. That being said, it is no excuse for how your girlfriend was treated by your dad or the pathetic excuse by your mom. Until they both apologize and go into some kind of counseling to deal with whatever they are not telling you about, distance is best. This time it was creepy words, next time it could progress to an assault. This is not a misunderstanding. You have video evidence of sexual harassment and intimidation. I wonder how many other people he has done this to. Also, is this behavior likely to escalate? You could never trust him around your current or any future partner, nor your future children. Your mother is in denial. He needs help. Not sure how you can compel him, but might be an idea to alert other family members at risk. Sorry that this has happened to you, SND your girl. My boyfriend has a non-monogamy kink. My boyfriend, 19 male, and I, 19 female, have just recently celebrated our 1-year anniversary together. We're currently in the process of saving for a house apartment to rent together. He is the sweetest guy I've ever been with, and for the longest amount of time as well. To provide context, I've been my boyfriend's first for most things, while I have more experience than he does. Last month I discovered he has been downloading hookup apps and meet friends quick apps to his phone with a new private Snapchat to match. It's something I've kept to myself because I know telling him of this discovery would soon end our relationship and the work we've put in, but last night I messed up. We were sharing a bit more than friendly pictures with each other when I asked for an updated list of his kinks, non-monogamy being high up there, maybe 4th or 5th. I asked him who he would have sex with other than me. Willing, I gave permission. He is a bit hesitant at first but proceeds to name a few girls we went to high school with to gauge my reaction, which I leave all up to him. After some discussion I ask if he is going to have sex with other women I should be allowed the same conditions as a fair playing field. This idea doesn't go well with him and retorts that I may, under the condition that it is not a man. At this point I break this act and tell him I didn't want him to go through with it in the first place and what a double standard that would be, especially when I have limited experience with women. It turns into our first really big fight where I said I didn't mean for the conversation to get this far and end up apologizing an hour later because realize I started the argument and manipulated him to tell me who he would go for instead of me. To which he hasn't responded to for the rest of the night. I'm thinking I bring up the dating apps on his phone since that's the real reason deep down I started this fight? Please help. Too long did not read. I found my boyfriend with dating apps on his phone. A month later I asked which girls he would sleep with to gain more experience. So your boyfriend has been basically preparing to cheat on you and wants to control this kink of his. For the love of God, leave him. This is why you don't make any really large decisions after a year. You don't know him at all. Update. I just broke up with him and confronted him. Thumbs up. That's not a kink, that's a warning that it's going to be a bad relationship. Lol, that's not a kink, he just wants to fuck other girls. Oh, but for heaven's sake don't kink shame him lol. That might cramp his style. Non-monogamy kink. He is just trying to find a valid way so he can cheat on you. This isn't a kink. If this kink is real he shouldn't be in a monogamous relationship. There are kinks related to non-monogamy, but in itself it isn't a kink. And it requires consent to be non-monogamy. Otherwise it's just cheating. And the ethically non-monogamous community has a term for what he tried to make you agree to. The one penis policy is grossly fetishizing of queer women and dismissive of WLW relationships as well as being controlling and misogynistic. He's young and can learn, but it's not your responsibility to stay to teach him and get hurt in the process. Leave him and he can explore on his own. By saying it's a link, he is trying to legitimize it. He can't. It's cheating, that's what it is. It's not a kink, it means he doesn't want to commit to you and wants to fuck around. He's 19, he's too young and inexperienced to know about polygamy. He's just a pig. Update. Boyfriend, 28. Wants me, 26F, to turn down huge promotion. And #X200B. Original post. I've gotten requests for updates so I am posting one now. Long story short, I declined the promotion. I went into work after my conversations with my boyfriend and had a talk with my current boss. I asked more about the role and why it was available. Basically the last 2 people have quit due to the stress, and honestly the more I learned about it the less interested in it I was. They gave me until yesterday to decide. But after going home to my BF, to the house we just moved into together and hanging with my pets, I just realized things are going so good for my personal life right now, and adding a super stressful job that would harm the best relationship I ever had would be a mistake. Also, it really wouldn't be fair to put all the pet care on him, when I got the dog as my own and we agreed to get the cat together. My mom said when my dad had a job like that they almost broke up, before they were married. I've always looked at their relationship like the gold standard, so to hear that was shocking. I also asked my friend with a similar work schedule and she said she's looking for new jobs because despite making good money, she can never actually enjoy it since she's always on the road. She and her boyfriend at the time she started that job broke up and she said the job had a lot to do with that. I don't want that for me. I know a lot of people say I shouldn't make decision around a BF. But I truly believe that he will be my husband and father of my kids one day, so I am happy to have made this decision. I am starting to look for a new job and I am glad my boyfriend encouraged me to not get in deeper with my company, Because I am realizing that the only toxic relationship I have is with my employer, and the one I have with him is quite healthy. I appreciate the advice I received on my last post. The last 2 people have quit due to the stress. Even without your boyfriend, this would be enough for me not to take the job. In general, I agree on not making career decisions for a relationship that is still fairly young, but it sounds like this probably would have been a nightmare anyway. If you're good at your job, there will likely be other opportunities for advancement. Okay, this is a better reason than just BF. If you worry about your work-life balance, that is valid. I've quit jobs over that. Declining a promotion because there is no work-life balance makes sense. Sweetheart, you might not read this, but I always give this advice to most people. Don't live to work, work so you can live. Do not make your job your life, work enough so you can support your life. Your job should be just that, something you have to do, a job. Not your life. Your boyfriend has an awesome GF. What a mature response, and the fact that you did the digging and came to the logical conclusion after talking to others and thinking about it. You took into careful consideration your so's feelings and sympathized. Then you made the decision that was right for you and your relationship. You're asked questions, did the research. No one pressured you, your boyfriend only made his boundaries known, and you respected them while trying to figure it out. I'm very hopeful for your future together, you, Throra 7 promotion. May you be blessed with an even better job offer that allows you to be there for your family and BF, while making the money you desire. You have to do what's right for you, and it sounds like you made the right decision. The success rate for long-distance relationships is diminished. I am not someone who advises childless unmarried people to sacrifice career or educational opportunities for the sake of the relationship, but the situation you describe seems like it would jeopardize any relationship even if he was neutral or even supportive of you taking the promotion. 3 things. Congrats, and I hope it works between you two. Make decisions based on what is best for you. You are responsible for your own happiness, no one else is. This includes your BF. Kudos, for discussing it with your partner before making a decision. How do I tell my friend her dad touched me inappropriately? Marking not safe for work just to be safe. It's not 100% relationship advice, but I feel it fits here. I, 18F, was at a friend's house recently for a birthday party for one of my best friend's birthdays. Now, my friend group loves puzzle games. Like the murder mystery case file, cold cases, Clue and whatnot. And a party is the perfect time to do one. We had papers taped to the wall with red yarn just like in the movies. This is important, because it means everyone was well distracted with tasks. I was looking at some files on the wall, hunched over a little to look at some picture closely. My friend's parents, mid-50s, were bringing in some more food and snacks. I was right next to the door, so when I felt a hand on my back I thought they were just trying to get through. So I stand up straight and shift to the side and look over to my friend's dad. He smiles at me and starts kind of tickling my lower back. I elbow his arm to get his hand off me. He laughs a little, grabs my arm and start trying to poke and tickle my side. I wiggle my arm to try and free it and say, "Stop," quietly. When he didn't, I then shout, "Stop," since it no longer seemed like an accident. He quickly lets go and runs around the corner he just came from, so he definitely wasn't trying to get past me. I was shocked. I've been friends with this girl since elementary school. Her parents and my parents are like best friends and we treat each other like family. I put my papers down and go sit on the couch where 2 other girls are talking. I debated on telling someone, but they were all having so much fun that I didn't want to ruin it. On my way home it kinda hit me on how serious this could be. But I don't know how to tell someone. Sadly, this isn't the first time I've been harassed by a man, let alone an adult, and no doubt it'll be the last. But it's one thing when it's a stranger on the internet or a classmate or someone on the street, but it's another when it's one of your best friend's parents. Edit. Spelling errors. As a dad with a daughter, that's weird as hell, he's a creep. Tell his wife. Good on you for shouting, best thing you could have done. Tell your friend. Just like you told us. Don't go over there anymore and don't be alone with him. Tell your parents too. They may defend him by minimizing it, but it puts them on notice that you are uncomfortable with him. Let them know you're not going to socialize with him. Have you told your parents? That's creepy and not okay. Can you talk to your parents first? If he's trying it with you, it's very likely he has done more with someone else, less afraid to get loud about it. Also, perfect reaction. I'm proud of you for not freezing. Unfortunately, there is no good way to tell someone and have it not affect your relationship with your friend. Best case scenario is she believes you and acts weird around you for a while. Most likely scenario is even if she believes you, she won't want to, and will feel forced to side with dad. Sexual abuse thrives on secrecy. The blame and shame are all his, yet here you are carrying it. You are understandably fearful of how this will impact your friend and your friendship, their family life, etc. He chose to touch you like that without those fears. Ultimately you need to be safe, and to do that you need to talk about this with your parents and with your friend. Your friend is not likely to take it well, but the alternative is you will feel the need to distance yourself from her to avoid him, which will bring its own issues. Good luck. X. Yeah, as a mum, if my husband did this to one of my daughter's friends, I would be furious with him and find it inexcusable. If you have a good relationship with your parents, or one of your parents, I would recommend speaking to them first. They will likely be angry with him, but they hopefully should be able to help you navigate this awful situation he's put you in. Either he's a pervert or potentially, I'm wondering, since you've known the family so long, was like trying to annoy you while you were playing the game somewhat jokingly but went about it completely the wrong way? It seems super weird, but I'd discuss it in a non-accusatory way with someone you trust. The fact that you are 18 and have known this man since you were a child and he is now touching you inappropriately is extremely concerning. It's like he was waiting for you to turn 18. You need to tell someone. His wife, preferably. Or your parents.